What's up, everyone? This is a very unusual video that I never do. The inspiration for this is I watched a video by Jacobfingjones. Now, if you're underage, don't watch it. There's drinking and smoking, and I don't condone that for anyone that is underage. In fact, I don't condone smoking. I don't think it's healthy for you. It's not good for you. And I don't condone drinking in public. I mean, public parks. I'm pretty sure that's not a felony, but a misdemeanor or whatever. I could be wrong. But at least here in Massachusetts is not allowed. But I wanted to make a video like this, a very laid back video, just kind of me talking and doing something at a park. So I decided, why not cook some ramen noodles? So that's what we're going to do today. Let me pull out the kit that we brought today. Have a little tank. We have my burner assembly, or whatever that's called. We have the thing that we're going to boil the water in. And we have our ramen noodle and a fork, which I'll leave right there for now. But I don't know. I guess videos like this I just kind of set up everything, and then I talk about life and things that are going on. No cuts, no anything, just raw content, I guess. Everything is content nowadays. Content, not cotton. Everything's content nowadays. Someone falls off a tree, content. Someone gets hit by a bus, content. And then there's the good side of content too, like nice interactions. Like I just had a nice interaction with a gentleman over there. He saw me carrying the tripod and he asked me what I was doing. And I said, well, I'm recording a video about a tiny camera, a thumb camera. And I showed him the camera. He thought it was so small, the keychain camera. It was a pretty cool interaction that I had with him. And we kind of talked, and he asked me for my YouTube channel. He's like, oh, what do you do? What's your YouTube channel about? And I told him, it's about camera stuff, videography, photography. And we kind of talked a little bit, and it made me realize how much we miss interactions with people because we're too glued to the screen. I think it's a big topic and a theme that I've been noticing recently in my life, especially because I've been on my phone a lot, and it's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I don't want to be in my phone. I want to enjoy life. And when we hear the stories of our parents about, oh, am I going to use the whole water? I'm going to be thirsty. All right, that should be good. When we hear the stories of our parents, them growing up, you see that there's a big difference. Growing up without social media is really, really different than growing with, right? And Captain Obvious here. Sorry, let me just lock in for a second. Kind of move that away, move this away. Okay. And wow, that's going to be loud, huh? That's going to be really, really loud. Let's see if we can move this a little this way so we don't hear that as much. But I think that's a big theme that we've been noticing growing up without social media and just phones in general. You used to talk with more people, have more networking, right? We call talking with people networking now. Back then, they just called living, right? So it's very interesting seeing that difference, how it's just different. We're not used to that anymore. We're too glued on our screens, and especially for content creators. Oh my Lord, content, especially for content creators like me. we get too stuck in other people's content, and we watch a lot of movies and videos, and we never stop to think that maybe that's what's killing our creativity. Maybe that's something that is killing our willpower to do things. We have everything so instantly, and we're used to getting what we want to a certain extent, right? Of course, life is not fair. For example, this place that I'm in right now, it was not where I was going to record. There was a beautiful place, less windy over there, but two gentlemen walked there with a bunch of satellite equipment. They said that they wanted to not intercept, but they wanted to identify a Russian satellite that was passing by. Whatever that is, sounded very cool, but they were talking kind of loud. I had to leave the bench that I was in. So I found this broken bench. I don't know if you can see, but it's hanging by a little thread. Hopefully it doesn't fall and I get hurt. But life is not fair. But we are used to getting things so quick and so instantly, you know? You want food? Uber Eats. You want to watch a movie? Man, you either pay a subscription, or you find it online in those pirated websites. And by any means, I'm not telling you guys to do that. On YouTube, at least. I'm not saying that right here. But it's so quick. And when things don't go our way and things take long, we get so frustrated. I think that's why we have so much anxiety and depression in this generation of mine, at least. And my generation is so cooked. I'm currently in the process of engagement. I'm engaged and I'm getting married in 140 days. And I'm pretty excited. Me and my fiance are pretty excited. But we're also very scared because when it's our turn to get married, the world seems to be so much in chaos. But then after talking with my parents, they also had chaos when they were getting married. They also have situations that were troubling and troublesome. So we get to see this process, and we get to live this process of a lot of uncertainty because we don't know where we're going to live, what town. She lives kind of far from here. My job is here, but I'm switching jobs. But her college is over there. And so it's a lot of uncertainty. And one thing that I'm certain is that God is good and that I love photography and videography, and I don't want to get rid of this. So being on our phones, being on social media constantly creates this bubble of comparison. We also have a lot of friends that got married. And some of our friends are very money capable. They have a lot of financial stability, or have a lot of parents that can help them financially. We're not fortunate to have our parents are not wealthy. We love our parents. They're great, they're loving parents, but they're not very wealthy. So we kind of got to figure out stuff on our own financially at the same time. Not saying they're not helping, they are. So we do a lot of comparing when we're social media. We see all these people living these beautiful, amazing lives, getting these crazy apartments in these big cities with amazing views, and we're out here struggling to find an apartment with an in-unit laundry, which is apparently not existent for under $2,000 in Massachusetts. So we got to figure that out. Or if we're trying to pay $2,500 for an apartment, which, because of our budget, I don't think is a good thing to do right now, because we want to save a lot. We want to be homeowners too. So it's a lot of uncertainty. Social media has us so hooked on watching stuff that is stupid, does not lead to anything. And not to say that there's so much sexual immorality, there's so much stupid racist stuff out there that we're just normalized, and defamation of people. We just love seeing bad things. And I'm trying to switch my approach to social media. I'm trying to be something more grounded, you know? Let's check here. Oh, wow. It's looking good, but there's weird stuff on it. It's okay, but at least it's boiling. That's pretty good. So I'm trying to be more grounded with it. I'm trying to be careful and put a stop to how much I spend on social media. I also am switching jobs to work with a marketing team that does social media content creation. Wow. And I'm trying to focus on getting better at my content creation. As you guys can see, not this one, but this one's kind of, it's more a laid back video. But if you were to check my Instagram, you would see that I'm putting a lot of effort on my videos. And I'm trying to make stuff, not that is trendy, but things that are fun to watch, entertaining. So it's hard to stabilize a life in which you have to live in social media, to know what's trending, to know what people are doing, and also not stay there at the same time because it's bad for your mental health. So that's the dilemma right now. That's the biggest issue, I would say, for me. And wow, it smells kind of burnt. But it's working. This is pretty cool. Oh, it is boiling. Nice. So let's do this, guys. My first time doing this, by the way. So if I'm doing anything wrong, I'm very sorry. I'm not going to put the packet of flavor yet because I want to add that later with the water. Wow, I kind of lost my train of thought. Social media. Yeah, see, this is the thing about these videos, man. That's why I never done them, because I lose my train of thought. But if you're still here, man, or a woman, thank you for hanging out with me and just spending time. It's really cool to know that there's people that may actually watch this whole video. If you are, cool. You're probably on your lunch break, or you're probably very bored at night. Hopefully I'm killing your boredom talking about struggles. I talked about comparison, talked about social media. Man, there's so much going on in my life. Preparing to be a husband, finding a place to live, switching careers. Man, I am a plumber apprentice, and now I'm going to be doing content creation for a company, and I'm managing those part-time now. I haven't started yet, but I will. And the money situation and having those in part-time is actually very worrisome for me. Man, I'm going to take care of a woman. It's going to be my woman. You know, I'm going to have to take care of her and take good care and pay our bills. Basically become a man. I'm no longer living as a child. I have to become a man. And I think that's what I needed, at least to grow up. Because I was living life a little kind of everywhere. I've always wanted to get married. I had an unfortunate situation a couple of years ago in my love life. Oh, did you see that? And it caused a lot of anxiety and depression in my life, to the point that I even had to get therapy. And there's no shame in that. If you are going through mental issues and just not being emotionally stable, man, go get yourself checked with a therapist. It's really good to talk your feelings out if you don't have, close friends that you trust, or not even that. I had friends that I trusted. It's just, I always had some trouble opening up about my issues. So having a therapist really helped me have that connection with someone. And thank to Jesus and thank to God, my depression has been cured. I am not depressed anymore. I'm really happy and joyful. I do worry. I do have anxiety time to time. But at least in the middle of all these problems that I'm going through, I'm not really too focused on them because I know God provides. So it's just nice to know that everything will be all right. It may not look like it right now. You may not be certain, but I at least know that God is in control, and that the suffering and this problem that I'm going through right now is temporary. There is a day coming that I'm going to be okay in my house with my wife, knowing that we don't have to worry too much about money. That day is coming. And I pray to God for that day too. All right, I think this is all set. Let's look at this. Let's get rid of some of this water. Just so that the packet can have some more flavor. Let's get rid of more water. I don't know, do you guys like it watery or not? I don't like it watery. I mean, depends. If there's like eggs, what's another thing? Scallions. The good stuff that nice Japanese or Korean restaurants add to your noodles, it's always so nice when it's like watery because it's like soy based. Or it's like not soy based. There's different types of flavors that they add, and they're always so delicious. There's a place that me and my fiance love to go, and it's quite expensive. But whenever we have the financial means to go, we go and we enjoy some nice ramen noodle with eggs, you know. This looks good. I'm so hungry. I'm going to meet up with my fiance in a bit. But yeah, getting ready to get married, getting ready to face life in a more adult way. And growing up is, in this time and age, is quite hard. I don't think it was ever easy. But people say that right now it's even harder. Everything is just so much more difficult to achieve. You know, prices are through the roof. AI is replacing a lot of jobs. And manufacturer is not, man, I sound like I know anything. Like, I don't know anything. I really don't. But, like, jobs that used to be a big thing in the past are not anymore. And job opportunity has been different. You know, we have to change our mindset. Sometimes my parents mean well, but they may not know what's going on with the world right now. So they try to give me advice from the time they grew up to the time right now that they're not really aware, especially of my upbringing. My parents are Brazilian. I was actually born and raised in Portugal, lived in Brazil for 3 years. Well, lived in Portugal for 9 years, lived in Brazil for 3 years, and then I've been here in the US for 11 years. So I'm 23 right now, so if you guys cared. So there's a lot of differences, you know, especially being an immigrant is something really different. It gives you a different perspective about a lot of things. You know, I'm thankful for being one. I don't think I would have it another way. I'm glad to have the bilingual opportunity that I have to speak 2 languages and to be able to switch between them effortlessly. It opens a lot of doors. It opens a lot of doors. So if you don't speak 2 languages, try investing that. Learn Spanish. There's a lot of things that you can get with Spanish. Learn Portuguese, depending on where you live in the US or in the world. Learn Mandarin. I know it's the second most talked language, if not the most spoken language in the world. Why is that cold? Oh, because I blew too much on it. The wind too is helping cool down the noodle. This is pretty cool. I bought this equipment for a Pamiloop. Not a Pamiloop, but a hiking trip that I did with the guys. And it's called, the hiking name was, or the hiking trail, it's called the Pamiloop. It's in New Hampshire. And it was a 3-day hike. We tried to do it in 2 days, but we had to leave because there was like a storm or something. Crazy stuff. But I just know that I bought so much equipment to hike. I have a tent. I bought a big backpack too. Pretty sure it's a 65-liter one. A water filtration system. So much stuff that I barely used. This one I barely used. I didn't even use in the hiking trip. I just ate the sandwiches. So, and I'm glad that I'm able to use it. I think my dad used it at home one day when we had no power. We had an outage because of a snowstorm or a rainstorm, whatever it was, but he used it one time. It's pretty funny. This summer I want to take a lot of opportunities like this, especially with my fiance. Once we get married too, I want to focus a lot in, because we're both outdoorsy people. We love just hanging out everywhere. Not everywhere, but in the woods. And we really wanted to go to New Hampshire time to time, just a weekend a getaway trip, and go into those like egg cabins, like those cool tents. The problem that the reason why we didn't do this is we're not married, and we are both from Christian background, and we follow Christ, and we know that being together alone in a trip like that leads us to temptation, and we don't want to fail in temptation. We want to be faithful to Christ and waiting until marriage. So that's why we haven't done it. And that's why I'm really excited to get married, so that we can have that intimacy, of course, but we get to do these trips, and they're not expensive. For like what, $300, you can have a nice trip to New Hampshire and stay in one of those cool cabins up there. Especially if you plan ahead. If you plan ahead, oh, there's something in my face. Oh, that's hot. But if you plan ahead, you can definitely save the money for it. It's not expensive. But I want to focus doing stuff like this on the summer. I do want to grind. I want to make money, but I also want to have time to wind down, go to the lake with her, hang out with friends, just go to the beach as well, and just sit down, enjoy, look around, talk with people, like the interaction that I had with the gentleman over there. There's so much beauty in this life, and we're too focused on this goddamn screen. Pardon my French, but it just takes so much from us instead of giving. You think that you're acquiring knowledge, but you're not. You're becoming dumb, because now you want to be the master of all trades. It takes one reel for you to want to buy a guitar. You're gonna spend $600 on a Fender Stratocaster, and you're barely gonna play. And am I being specific about it? Yeah, because it's my experience with it. You're gonna see someone doing something cool, and you're gonna want to do it because it looks so relatable and doable. But sometimes things are not for everyone. We have to know our limits and focus on different things. Maybe if you didn't have the phone, you would not pay attention to all these hobbies, and you would focus on only one. Oh, that's so good. Holy crap. It tastes like silicone. Like weird plastic. I haven't washed this. I should have washed this. Yeah. I notice YouTube too likes to make videos like this. Wow. Good thing that you guys are seeing me behind the scenes. I'm not really well spoken, but I've been noticing YouTubers, at least YouTube likes content that is long, and I've been getting a lot of content like Jacob's content, just people sitting down and just talking. Wow, excuse me. And they just talk for hours, and sometimes when I'm driving, I put it and I watch it. It's really cool. Now, this one is my first ever video like this, so I have no topic to talk about. I mean, specific topic. I did want to talk about social media, but I just said what's on my mind. And I'm sitting on a park. There's people walking their dogs. No one has bothered me so far. If anything, I had cool interactions with people so far. Nice. Let me use the remaining of the water to clean this container. I was about to say continent. That's the problem about being bilingual. Sometimes you mess up. And my fiance makes fun of me all the time. But I make fun of her Portuguese too, so we're in the same boat. All right, that's close enough. I'll wash it at home. And look how cool. This thing folds. Not the best meal, but it's a meal. There's just some people walking by. They're trying to understand what I'm doing. It's really cool. A lot of people are curious. Well, that's okay. Curiosity never killed someone, or did it? We don't know. Just get rid of the gas. Yep. And I think this is it, guys. We had a okay meal. Hopefully we'll have a better one next time, if there is a next time. Probably have my fiance too, because she's the one that knows at least a little bit more about cooking than me. I'm not really good at it yet, but I do plan on getting better. I want to help her out in our household. And don't worry, I'll throw the trash in the right trash bin, okay? I'm not a freaking animal. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. There's no way you actually sat through this whole video. And if you did, put in the comments. Comment peanut butter if you did. I don't know, just so I know that you didn't skip through. Or maybe you did skip to the end and you just wanted to get credit. Man, that's not cool. Just watch the whole video or just don't watch it at all. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.